Good afternoon once again. I just finished doing a video about ginseng roots, about the size of the ginseng root versus how old it is. Now I figured I'd do just a little talk here about ginseng roots, pronged roots versus single roots. Here's a root. Lay it down there so you folks can see it. That's a single pronged root. I mean, it don't have any prongs coming off of it at all. And that root there looks to be like 10 or 15 years old, based on the neck, the growth scars that you can see right along the neck here. So that's a single pronged ginseng root. It has just a single taproot. That's not unusual. It depends on the type of ginseng, and there's many different types of wild ginseng, just like there's many different types of pepper plants, many different types of tomato plants, many different types of carrot plants. There are, if you go to any seed catalog, you can buy probably upwards of 20, 25 different types of tomatoes, more than that. And the same is true with pepper plants and carrots. There's several different types of carrots seeds that you can buy. Wild ginseng, also there's several different types of that. It's not really been talked about that much, or you don't see much in the literature, and you don't see much on eBay. But there are 2-pronged plants, 3-pronged plants, 4-pronged plants, and 5-pronged plants. Five-pronged plants are very rare. I personally believe, from all my years of experience of buying ginseng and hunting ginseng and planting ginseng plants and so forth, I personally believe that there is a type of ginseng where predominantly it has five prongs on the plant itself, and there's a type of ginseng that has 4 prongs on the plant itself, and there's a type of ginseng that has 3 prongs. 2 prongs and also 5 prongs are very rare. I ran up on a 5-prong plant here a few years ago, and it's the first one I'd ever come upon. It was definitely a 5-prong plant. The prongs were equally spaced around the stem, and that's the first one that I had ever seen. And I got to looking around right close to it. As ginseng, you often find several plants right in the same area, and I found another 5-pronged plant right close to it. And if you will notice when you're out hunting, and keep a watch out, if you come up on some nice 3-pronged plants, if you notice right around in that particular area, you'll probably find most of the plants that you'll probably find will be 3-pronged. And if you come up on some 4-pronged plants, if you look right around in that area, most of those plants are probably going to be 4-pronged plant. So there are definitely different types of wild ginseng. In the gardening business, or horticulture is what they call it. It's HORTICULTURE, horticulture. It's Latin. It stands for Hora, stands for gardening, and I have a couple of years of college in horticulture. There's all sorts of books written about horticulture, and here I'll just put one up here so you can kind of take a look at it. There's an introductory to horticulture. It's about gardening. Talks all about plants, planting things, and talks about various types of plants, growing things. Let me get over here to the index of this thing, and I'll show you some of the things that it actually talks about in the various. This book is is written in sections, so I'll just kind of show you some of the sections. If you take a look at some of the sections there, it talks about plant science and all sorts of things. So Let me turn it around this way. Pest management, greenhouse management, crops, and so forth. So, and plant propagation seeds. I'm going to be talking about planting ginseng seeds on one of my videos here. So you guys can watch that. Hopefully, I'll do that video here in a little bit, and we'll talk some about some of the things about planting ginseng seeds. So there's a single prong root. I'll lay that up there. Let me get over here to this. There's a multi-prong root. That's a ginseng man root. Got two arms, got a neck, upper body, lower body, and here on the bottom it's actually got two legs. So that's like a multi-pronged root. Let me get over here. Here's another multi-pronged root. It's really old, it's small, it hasn't been grown on that good of a ground, but it's actually a multi-pronged root. And get on over here that we can see some more roots. This is like more like a single prong root. Right at the bottom it does branch off a little bit, but that's more like a single prong root. Another one, you can see that ginseng mainly wants to have a single prong, but due to soil fertility and other things like what's in the ground, maybe a rock or something, it will tend to branch off into several prongs. Here's another big root. It's like a single prong root. It's quite old. So ginseng tends to want to have a single prong root, but you do run into double prong roots. Here's another single prong root. It's really an old root. You can see the growth scars there on the neck. It's really old, but it's not very big. So anyway, there's a few ginseng. Here's a double prong root. You can see it started growing here on the right hand side. You can see over here is where it started growing, and then something happened over here, and then it took off growing over on this other side. It's got a couple of double prongs over there. That will happen sometimes. One side of the root will, for some reason or the other, it'll just quit growing. It may get a rock on top of it, or it may get broken off or something, and then the root will, I'm not sure exactly what happens, but it will start growing another root. And as a matter of fact, there are plants where you'll find 2 or 3 stalks growing out of the same root, and those roots are generally multi-pronged. There are like as many as 4 and 5 and 6 stalks can be coming up out of a single root, in which case you can get, if it's on really fertile soil, nice soil, you can really get some big, huge roots. Ginseng roots can grow up to weigh a couple of pounds when they're wet. Of course, as you dry them out, they lose about 85% of their weight. So a 2-pound root would dry out to be about a ½ pound or a little less. So anyway, that's a little bit about ginseng pronged roots and single pronged roots. And let me get off of here now, and I'm going to take and do another video here about ginseng seeds. So anyway, you folks have a nice day, and if you like these videos about ginseng and some other things, I'm going to be posting more of these. So just please subscribe if you would. Thanks a lot, and you folks have a nice day.